So you're trying to get bigger, faster, stronger, and dominate your sport. And you know your core is the rock solid foundation that makes it all possible. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you can build a rock solid core and dominate as an athlete. What's up, guys? What's going on? Frankie D, the coach here. Today we are talking core training for athletes because we want you to dominate your game. And you know the deal, the core. It's the center of the body, or the center of your universe, if you will. And when the core is not performing correctly, you open yourself up for more injuries and reduce your performance. However, when the core is rock solid, you know you're going to be able to dominate your sport. Today I have 5 tips for you to be able to improve your core performance. Tip number 1, it's all about stability of the midsection and not necessarily movement. So sometimes athletes will see core training like ab training, and those are 2 different things. So ab training has a lot of bending at the spine, crunching, side bending, where you really want to have your spine not move. So the muscles of your core are there to resist forces, to resist movement. And when you're an athlete, you take forces from all different angles. So a lot of your core training should be with this idea or concept that you're resisting movement or anti-movement as opposed to crunching, side bending. The second tip is to understand what I like to call the core cylinder. So that's the relationship between the pelvis and the rib cage. And if I looked at someone from the side, what you would kind of imagine is that the pelvis is like a bowl, right? And the rib cage is like a bowl. And those 2 bowls should directly face each other. When they're facing each other and you don't have a pelvic tilt or an arch in your low back and your ribs aren't flaring up and they face each other, you are in what's called the core cylinder. And it should look like you're about to be blasted out of a rocket. When you can maintain that, you have true control over your core. Tip 3 for you guys. Every exercise is a core exercise. So your midsection, your stomach is involved in everything. You ever kind of like bust a rib and have to laugh or have to move and see exactly what's going on? Your core is the center of the universe. But I can't tell you how many times I'll look at people when they're exercising and they're not doing core training and their core is completely loose and not stiff. As an athlete, you take on forces from all different angles. So all of your exercises, your squats, your lunges, your pull-ups, your bench press, whatever it might be, the things that you're working on require core stiffness, and you should be turning on your core and making every exercise a core exercise. The 4th thing I want you guys to think about is that your glutes and your lats, big movement muscles, big prime movers, are part of your core as well. So when we think of the core, we think of just stomach muscles, right? And usually the muscles that we see superficially. So what is that? That's your ab muscles. But your core muscles are a lot of little mini muscles and even bigger muscles that attach to your pelvis, your rib cage, and your spine and help to stabilize those things. So take, for example, a deadlift exercise. When you're gonna do a deadlift, you need to engage your glutes, you need to engage your lats, and this is with many exercises, but make no mistake, those big prime movers are core muscles as well. And tip number 5 is reactive core training. So I know we talked about stability, and that's your ability to resist force and just kind of stay in one spot, but you also have to train your abs reactively. So they're fantastic, fast twitch muscle fibers. What does that mean? They're very good at being explosive, and they need to be explosive. And as a matter of fact, very good athletes, they're able to contract, relax, contract quickly. What the heck does that mean? That means you don't know when you're going to take on force. Sport is unpredictable. So if you're not contracted, you need to be able to turn it on and then go from there, right? So great core training, athletic core training involves training the midsection reactively so that you can be able to turn it on when you need it and turn it off when you need it. All right, guys, when it comes to athletic style training, your core has got some very specific things that need to happen in order to improve your athletic performance on the court, on the field, or wherever you are at. If you want more tips like this, I've got a free report. It's called the 9 Core Commandments. You can download that by clicking this button right here or heading down below, clicking the first link in the description. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm Frankie D, the coach. We're gonna catch up with you with a stronger core.